So as soon as we get out of the dungeon, we come over here to visit Manbo, Child of the Sunfish. And the reason we come over here is to pick up a new song. A very helpful song, given what dungeons are coming up. But first, let's jam.
You know, I'm getting a truffle fish kind of vibe from this.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
This guy has to be the truffle fish's long-lost ancestor.
Oh!
Oh! Okay, that was cool.
And we've learned Manbo's Mambo.
When you get out of the water, play it, because you can't really play it in the water.
Yeah, that's true. But before we play it, we actually have a few things to pick up. And these are some of the most annoying pieces of heart in the game to get. Because there's really no good time to come get them either, because no matter when you come get them, you have to go out of your way to get them. So first up, we have this one in this cave right here. Yeah, that was very well telegraphed.
Yeah. I totally could tell it was there. Totally.
Yes, that's certainly a heart piece that was there. And the other one is in even more the next one is in an
An even more ambiguous place.
Inconvenient as well.
Ah.
This game is full of stuff where if you don't already know it's there, then you won't find it.
And we're chipmunking. Great.
Yeah, that should give you an idea of what's coming.
Well, swimming is very slow in this game. Were you just being chased by ghosts?
Yes, that is a ghost now haunting me. And of course, there's no convenient way to get on land from this side, so...
Back onwards!
Yep.
Are those dark nuts, by the way?
Yes. Yes, they are.
Huh. The music sounds funny, chipmunked.
It sounds even funnier when it's chipmunked but not actually pitched up.
I would need to hear that.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, we have a ghost following us.
Oh, so there's like an event.
Yeah. This is actually something you have to do before you can go into Catfish's Maw, which is the 5th dungeon. So since we have other collectibles we have to come around this way to get, we may as well do this all in one pass. So we go ahead and get the bombs out, because once again there is an unmarked wall that can be broken open.
Link's Awakening seems to be pretty bad about that.
Well, this was their first foray into the Game Boy Color.
Oh, so this came before the Oracle games?
Yeah, this came before the Oracles. In fact, this was the last... This was made before Ocarina of Time.
Huh. And this was made, like, I'm talking about even the remake was made before the Oracle games?
Yeah, even the remake was before the Oracle games, because what it was you had Link's Awakening, and then you had Ocarina of Time, and then...
DX?
Yeah, Link's Awakening DX. Yeah, that would have been next, because Majora's Mask was the next main series one, and that was after this. Because they referenced the Ballad of the Windfish in Majora's Mask.
Yeah, and there's some similarities between the kind of plot of Link's Awakening and Majora's Mask. Only a few.
Yeah, I want to say Link's Awakening DX was 98.
The year I was
yeah, that
born.
Sounds right, because Ocarina was 96, and this was 98, and then Majora's Mask was either 99 or 2000.
What?
Also, yay, falling in a pit.
Because you tried to jump while charging a spin attack.
Yep. And normally that works, it's just this time it didn't. So we've got the magic powder out. Can you guess what that means, folks?
You're gonna burn things!
Yes, that's exactly what that means. We're going to burn stuff.
You know, I have to question whether or not this is really magic powder. What if it's just powder that burns stuff?
Well, it transformed a Tanuki back into a person.
Fair enough. I'll make you carry more bombs! Ha
Now
that
at
would be a
all that junk
much
you
more
have to
sinister
carry.
way of putting it, even though
See
it would
again?
be... Even though it serves the exact same purpose.
Yeah.
Seeing Link with a blue tunic just looks so weird to me. I'm used to playing with him either with the green tunic or rarely the red tunic.
Yeah. And
In
yet
other
another
games.
secret seashell that was only convenient to get now. In fact, we're only able to get it now because we need to be able to swim to get it.
So what happens when you collect all of the seashells again?
Once you collect 20 seashells, you're able to trade them in for the level 2 sword. I went out of my way to collect all 26 seashells because I wanted to show off where all of them were. And once you collect the level 2 sword, the seashells that you haven't collected turn into rupees. I believe 20. Anyway, this is the event. We're supposed to bring this ghost to his house and then take him to rest in the cemetery. This is the definition of filler.
So did he start following you since the last dungeon?
Shortly after the last dungeon. What it is a few screens after solving Dungeon 4, you get a ghosty follower. And it's generally about halfway between Dungeons 4 and 5 when he starts appearing. And once he appears, you have to solve his side quest to continue.
Huh.
So you more or less have to put this guy to rest in order to finish. Because the game won't let you into Dungeon 5 while he's following you.
This is kind of like a baggage mission, except not really. But he can't like do anything to you. He just follows you around.
Yeah, he's more like Marin than anything else.
A ghostly version of Marin, that is.
Yep, you take him to a location and then he does a thing.
But a lot less fun.
Yep. So we go ahead and get these map tiles cleared up, and if you'll look at my rupee count, you'll notice we have 952.
Yep. Oh no.
The bow costs 980.
Well, here we go again.
Thankfully, it's only one cycle.
Okay, good. So, how often... How difficult is this crane game?
Once you know where the sweet spots are, it's not difficult at all.
But it seems like you really should be missing with that crane. Does it just take...
Well, it's because I know where the sweet spots are, and it's actually a little more forgiving than you would think.
Huh. At least it's not rigged.
Yeah, that's true. At least it's not rigged.
And the Yoshi doll is super easy to get.
Yeah, because it's not moving, and in fact, you kind of have to pick it up.
Also, doesn't Kirby appear as an enemy in this game?
Eventually, yes.
Now just how did he end up in here?
Well, Link is canonically sleeping through all this. Maybe he dreamed about it.
Ah, okay. That would make sense.
So yeah, we buy the bow. And then we go in and buy some more arrows. Because we started with 20 arrows, and this is another stack of 30. So now that we got the bow and arrows, we can go back in the shop? What? Oh yeah! I forgot I did this. Yeah! Can you say petty theft?
So, that I found out that the reasoning behind Pakoda's name, it's, apparently if you steal from the shop, you get marked as a thief, but since he's already technically marked as a thief, it doesn't really change anything, other than he can't go back into the shop anymore.
Yep. Well, if I do, I die, and that locks me out of the merit.
And what
Anyway,
happens if you continue with saving, in that case?
Once he kills you, he lets you back in the shop. It's just you're still named Thief.
And there's no change in your name?
Right. Which is why I went ahead and named myself Thief from the word go. Anyway, this guy's grave is the lone grave right there. We've been up here before.
A jar.
Guess what it has?
Magic.
Well, it has something that we'll be going back to get. It's just there's no real good time to go get it. And that's a running thing with a lot of these collectibles, is when you're trying to optimize the route, there's no real convenient time to go pick some of these up. I mean, come on, the heart piece in the moat at Canelet Castle?
Yeah! I was very afraid.
Oh, how spoopy.
Aw, that was kinda
Anyway,
cute.
now that we're done with the ghost side quest, we can go to Martha's Bay and do the next dungeon.
You know, is it really a side quest if you are forced to do it?
Potato tomato.
I'll take that as a, in a way, kinda yes and kinda no.
But before we go to Martha's Bay, let's take a quick sidetrack so that we can pick up a secret seashell we missed. Largely because this is the first time we've been able to actually get it. If you'll recall, outside Key Cavern there's a lake. Well, on the lake there's an island. On this island is a shrub.
And it has a
In
secret
that shrub
seashell.
is a shell. And
I
now
like
we're
how
close
they-
enough.
I like how they hide shells in the weirdest of places. Trees,
Well, they do.
shrubbery.
Well, when you're on an island, shells can end up anywhere.
Yeah, fair enough point.
Anyway, now that we're done with that, let's go to Martha's Bay.
And fall down more holes, maybe.
Maybe, possibly. That mermaid has lost her
necklace.
It's part of the trading sequence.
You mean necklace.
Yeah, her...
Necklace.
Necklace.
That's what I said. She lost her...
Necklace.
Anyway, level 5. Catfish's mom.
Ah, so the dungeon takes place inside of a giant catfish, just like the inside Jabu Jabu spells.
Well, I think that's just the name of the place. I would have to take another look at the map.
Well, that looks like a face that you just went into to me.
Yeah.
The face of a fish. A fishy face.
So this... While this dungeon doesn't introduce those helmet guys, this is the first one to use them extensively. And for good reason, too. The dungeon item here makes them very simple to dispatch.
And platforming puzzles in a game where platforming is not really that easy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, when you're playing a 2D Zelda... When you're playing a Game Boy Zelda game, you have to get used to that.
Keys.
Yes. There's actually a way to bug out the game to where you get the hook shot early. It involves getting the key in that room on the next screen over. It involves sub-pixel precision, and I've never really tried doing it before.
Well, if you can pull it off, maybe that can be bonus content to show off.
Well, I have no intention of going back and redoing it, simply because I would have to go back and replay the majority of the game to get there.
Ah, fair enough point.
Anyway, we pick up this piece of power and we continue heading north. And entering here, we come across a mini-boss. Big skeleton guy.
Giant
If you're at all-
Stalfos?
Yeah, if you're at all familiar with how Stalfos work, you know to blow them up.
That's not the way they worked in the games I've played, but then again, I played the 3D games and Minish Cap.
Strangely enough, this guy is not supposed to be killed. That's why the mini-boss music is still playing right now. What it is you're supposed to bomb him 3 times, but because of how the bomb arrows work, you can get in a 4th bomb before he gets to run away.
Wow.
Bomb arrows, making the game broken since 1993. And
so, Twilight Princess is not where the bomb arrows first appeared.
It's where they first appeared in. It's where they were first intentionally put in. The bomb arrows first appeared in this game because of the glitch.
Wait, it's a glitch?
It is technically a glitch.
Wow. Huh.
Anyway, when you fight this guy, you're supposed to bomb him 3 times, and after the 3rd bomb, he's supposed to run away. But because we can lay on the 4th bomb before he even stands up, we can actually kill him. And because he's programmed to drop the room item when he dies, we get spare keys.
Huh.
This dungeon is infamous for having more keys than it should. But the only reason these keys even exist is because, well, we break the game.
With bomb arrows! So basically the way bomb arrows work is if you have the bomb and arrows equipped, it just... some coding issue occurs and you fire bombs as arrows. Is that it?
Yeah, the bomb is actually delivered on the head of the arrow, and there's some deliberacy to it, because the bomb explodes on the arrow impact. So it's not completely unintentional, it's just they didn't account for it properly.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Otherwise I would have been racking my brain on how does that even work?
Well, the other reason that I can tell you that it's not intended design is because for me at least, when the bombs are on A and the bow is on B, the bomb explodes when it leaves your hand.
Huh.
So yeah. Anyway, now we have to make our way back to where we got the first key of the dungeon, because right next to it is the 4th arena for the Stalfos. Which means we have to go through this lovely maze again. You can tell where this is going.
Oh boy. At least it resets upon switching a screen.
Yeah.
It didn't take you that many tries.
No, it didn't. But given my track record, I would not have been surprised if it had taken me 5 minutes.
You have to fight this guy again?
One last time. And for those of you who didn't notice, in each corner of the room is a block. And the number of blocks indicates which room in the sequence that you're supposed to be in. This is the 4th room in the sequence, this is the 4th time we fight this guy, therefore this is the 4th. This room has the 4 blocks.
And you're actually fighting him the intended way this time.
I am fighting him the intended way this time, because this way you get to see exactly how much slower it is.
It's not too much, but...
So now we get the hookshot.
Hey, you get extra keys.
Yeah, we have plenty extra keys, too.
Wait a second. He dropped a hookshot that time, so why did he drop keys the other time if he's not meant to drop keys?
Because he drops the room item.
Ah!
Yeah, the items in this game are actually similar to the original Legend of Zelda in that each room has a specific item that can drop. The other rooms where you fought them had keys in them. Because, hey, what happens if they manage to kill the skeleton? He has to drop something.
I see.
And we don't want to give away the hookshot before he fights the 4th time, so let's give them a dummy item. And the dummy item just happens to be a key. Yep.
I see.
Anyway, we make our way around the dungeon again, with our shiny new hookshot.
I saw flying arrows.
Yep, that's worth 10. And we get a key we don't need because I didn't have the dungeon map in front of me at the time.
The hookshot seems pretty slow.
It's slow, but damn if it isn't useful.
And
And, as I will now demonstrate, it's entirely possible to cross this gap with just the feather. Which means it's entirely possible to get an early key.
huh. And when are you gonna get the boomerang again, since I know that's in this game?
The boomerang requires you to have at least gotten the hook shot.
That was a cool use of hookshot. I
Yep,
see.
unfortunately this is the only dungeon where you see that cool use of the hook shot. And
Aw.
Gomas! You can probably guess how long this took.
If I know Gomez, then, a while. Combined with the fact that you're chipmunkiness.
Yeah. Gomas
Jeez,
in this
when
game
did they
are
become
a pain in the
vulnerable?
ass when they open their eye.
Which is when?
When they feel like it.
Surely it doesn't take this long normally for them to open their eyes.
I had a really bad string of luck in this case.
I imagine the TAS would put this to shame.
Well, if you paid close attention at the start of the fight, the one Goma immediately went vulnerable before I could feasibly have gotten close to it.
Huh.
So yeah, that's just a string of bad luck in this case. And as it turns out, I actually went the wrong way, because I was supposed to get the boss key before coming this way.
Huh.
So we go back to the dungeon entrance using the convenient new warp portal. And now we make our way to the direction I was supposed to be going.
So how many times have you walked back to the beginning of the dungeon now?
So far I've used Mambo's Mambo once, and I've used the mini-boss portal once.
And what does, what's her name, Marin's song do?
Plot stuff. Mambo's Mambo is the only song that doesn't do plot stuff, okay?
Gotcha. Hi, bloopers.
Bloop, bloop. Fun fact, you cannot actually shoot the hookshot vertically when you're underwater.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that. Hi there, Goombas.
Goom, goom. So we come this way, and the reason we didn't come this way before is because we absolutely need the hookshot to get across this gap.
Yeah, I can see why.
So we get the Nightmare's key, and we immediately get the ocarina back out to go back to the entrance, because the most direct way to get to the boss from this point is using the mid-boss portal. My original plan was to do that in 2 passes. Once to get the Nightmare's key, and then just go straight to the boss from there, going through Goma's room. Because to get to the boss, you have to go through the mid-boss room.
I see. Hi,
Yeah.
is that Bowser's head? Oh, and you can
It's not
Goomba
like
stomp in this game, apparently.
Yeah, it looks more like a Chinese dragon, to be honest.
Huh.
You can only Goomba stomp the Goombas. Appropriate, isn't it?
Yeah. I was gonna say something, but I can't remember.
You can actually
Oh!
come here. You can actually get here without going through the mid-boss room, but it takes up more keys.
Yeah.
So if you've got the mid-boss room already open, you may as well go through there.
So, imagine a bomb hookshot.
This is a 3-item fight. And the reason I call it a 3-item fight is because in the middle of the room you have this tail. You can jump over the tail using the Rock's Feather,
But
but you need to use the hook shot to draw the guy out, and you have to use the sword to hit him. This was one of my luckier boss fights, because when I originally tried recording this, I had about 3 or 4 fakes. And there we go.
You don't seem to know what kind of island this is.
So with that, Catfish's maw has been cleaned out. Which means now we can collect the Wind Marimba.
Flute.
No, that's a marimba.
Oh. And totally not a xylophone.
So with that, I will see y'all next time. And remember, winners don't lose frogs.
Ribbit. Ribbit. Ribbit.
Shrine
and hide in secret in the shrine.